Move myself over here. Change the game window. Point to Factorio. I thought ahead. I peed before stream. I refilled water before stream. I want nothing for the world. I have everything I could possibly need. I do wish I had a little bit of a snack, but nonetheless. So, I did a little bit of fiddling around with this station because the station was not working the way that I wanted it to work, and I was actually making it way more complicated than it needed to be. We are reading a circuit off of this roboport. We are reading logistic network contents. It turns out that logistic networks don't read every single chest. They only read what is in passive providers, storage chests, and active providers. So if we go over to the signal on this inserter sees 4 uranium rounds because there's 4 uranium rounds in this provider chest. And the condition that we've set up for it is if that's ever less than 1, turn back on and insert more stuff. And I think the only other thing that we need to wire up is to tell this station to send a signal if any of this is ever below 0. So I think I can do that with this special operator. Actually, maybe anything works. If anything is ever less than 1, then output green checkmark. And I think that will work. So this one is mad because it can't claim logistic spots right now. So it should be getting a green checkmark signal. I think is how this is supposed to work. No, because now it's sending nothing. That's because you haven't added those 2 input signals. No, it's because you have spares. That's working as intended. You're fine. That station is supposed to be off. So we're going to blueprint this station now, because then we never have to configure these circuits again. This is wall supply. Request for chests have already claimed their stuff, otherwise things would fly back and forth. Yeah, that's the problem that I was having last time. The other problem that I was having last time is I was trying to put repair packs into the roboport with an inserter. You don't need to do that. Drones will automatically grab repair packs if they need repair packs. So I don't have to worry about it. Not sure what happens with the star if a signal goes to 0 and just doesn't send. That's why I've got it set to, because it should be counting quantity. So if it sees 0, it should report less than 1, and it should still send. I think. There's a lot that's changed in circuit networks between the last time I built an automated station and now. But I don't need it to work perfectly. I just need it to work well enough. And also, these are going to be incredibly lightly traveled rails, so we're not going to do any grade separation. You need iron. Oh, you can thieve iron from the foundries, because the foundries are right down here. You can just nibble off of all of this. And then we can make as many rail signals as we want. So something like that. And then we run this all the way over here. Pull this down. You are my wall supply station. So you can go right about here. You are off because I haven't actually built a decider combinator. I think if I build this decider combinator, you will turn on. No, because you're not powered. We're also going to need to power you. You're still mad. Why are you mad? Because you should have access to nothing. What's your deal? Your input signals are all... Oh, you know what I think I need to do? You're reading off of green, which is contents of the logistic network. I don't want to tell it contents. I want to tell it what the station wants. I think I need a constant combinator. That would live here. So we disconnect you, we pass a green into you, and then we would pass a red into you. And this is going to say... No, you don't even need a green. You're going to say we want 100 of these. We're going to want 100 walls. We're going to want 50 repair packs. We're going to want 50 of both kinds of turret. We're going to want 50 power poles. We're going to want 50 blue inserters. We're going to want 50 construction bots, 50 logic bots. We're going to want lamps. And then also roboports, I think. Does the supply train currently carry roboports? I think it's supposed to. It does. So you also want 10 of these. Then we pass that into you, and we say if any of these are below... No, that's not right either. You need to take the constant combinator minus what's currently in your network. Let's make a second constant combinator, put you over here, copy you, paste you, delete you. You go here, and then you go here. Copy it back onto you. Run green to here, and then you are take each of the greens minus no, that's not right either. There has to be a smarter way to do this that I'm just not thinking of. I'm going to have it run off of just ammo for now. Ammo is the easiest way that I can think of to do it. So if ammo is ever less than 50, and you need to be attached to the green wire, then you take care of that. I don't need to use any arithmetic combinators. I don't need to use any decider combinators. You are controlled exclusively by what exists in the logistics network. And then if bullets are ever low, but other stuff isn't low, then we're fine. Oh, you need to be less than 50. Because otherwise it's going to summon the train, but it's just not going to pull anything out. So it's not perfect, but it'll work well enough. And then we'll just carry this thing around with us. And I'll continue to do some work in the background on what the smartest way to set up those circuit conditions is. You load, where'd you go? Is that you? Yes. You carry cluster chests on you. You don't carry passive providers. So we'll still have to make those by hand. But this station will now also summon a train because it has none turrets. And then we'll just slide this tileable turret blueprint up and down the wall. Like this. Ugly. Also ugly. And you can't make it through. Good. So you get all these guys installed. As best you can, anyway. And then when the roboports arrive, we'll put the roboports down. And then we'll also back these power lines up so they don't get attacked by spitters. You have severed your power to this whole wall, so be a little careful. But you have personal laser defense on you. So if anything happens, you can respond. Why aren't you connected? Why aren't you getting power from anything? Oh, because you're supposed to connect down here at the other end. We also need to modernize the rail power. The rail power grid is not doing great for us. We'll just pull this up in the meantime. That turns fine. There you go. Rude. That radar can get moved. You're supposed to be a gun turret. And then I guess technically you're supposed to be laser turrets. We have someone to train. That's great. I need to take your roboports. Now, how far back do I put these bad boys? Pretty far back. It's like 4 back from the wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just line them up with the one that's here already. So you're under roboport coverage. We'll just tile these out. Yeah, you're not gonna need many. I'll just stick you here, honestly. We'll power you. And we'll power you. You didn't bring me any logistics robots. Why? Did we not make these up here yet? No, because you're not shipping electric engine units in. How would you? True. Okay, so the wall isn't quite ready yet. Take me back home. To... Right, finish your track, maybe. Then hitch a ride back home. We need to do a little bit of extra work to the mall to make sure that we can actually deliver the items that we need at the mall. Train solution is very scuffed. I'm not thrilled with it. I can feel it demanding improvement even as I work on it. So this can go. All of this can go. This can go. And then all of this can go. And the drones can find a place for all of these random items to live. For example, I would like to have none electric poles on me ever, please. I would like to have none medium electric poles on me ever, please, just temporarily. I would like to have none big electric poles on me, ever. And I would like to have none substations on me, ever. What else did you make here? Tanks. I don't have tanks on me for some reason, but I also don't need yellow inserters. So if you could take those away. And I also don't need yellow belts, if you could take those away. And now we'll just wait for these logistic bots to do their thing. Well, we plug in a new station. So we'll grab you. You'll come here. This is going to be electric engine units. Electric engine drop-off. Your enabling condition is when electric engine units are less than 50 times 48. I will connect you to my rail infrastructure. Easy peasy. And then that should be the only thing that I need to make logistics bots. But we'll go double check to make sure. Did you grab the last one, please? Just the last three, if you could. Anybody available? No? Alright. I'll walk over there. Oh, flying robot frames! So it's not even electric engines, it's flying robot frames. Can I fit another one in? Yep. Is that really how long you made that? No, it's robot frame. Robot frame drop off, enable disable, when flying robot frame, less than, I think these also stack to 50. 50 by 48. Connect it. Move you to about there. Destination full. At pickup? No, pickup is off. Why is pickup off? What are you short on? Electric engines. Why are we not making electric engines? Because you don't have green circuits. Because green circuits are set to enable when green circuit is less than 38K? No, it should be less than 38K. Right? Because it's drop-off. Yeah, so you should be calling a train when circuits are less than 38K. And then what is your deal, green circuit train? You're dropping off, your destination is full. You want to go to pickup, but there's not enough to pick up. Okay, so we're just waiting on the pickup to run. That's fine. You guys have any power poles in here? Any power poles for me? No, you sorted all of them. Well done. you go here. You will slowly charge. I wonder how much else in the factory isn't working right now. That I just don't know about. Because this has probably been off for an eternity. You're off because you don't have any pickup. You're off because you don't need any right now. The engine factory hanging in there? Engine factory's hanging in there. You just don't have anywhere to be. Yeah, alright. So we'll have to do a little bit of manual drone creation while we wait. But that's okay. Also, you're almost out of flying robot frames for your yellow science. Considering that that flying robot frame factory has been off for probably an extremely long time, it's kind of impressive that we still have flying robot frames. They really must not get used up very fast. So, let's head back down here and, oops, keep working on them all. One day that train is going to catch us, but today is not that day. Foundry looks like it's working just fine. We don't have molten copper, but I do think that molten copper is still keeping up. We're still catching up. Alright. You're also going to need a second stop for the artillery train when we get to that point. And the artillery train is about this big. The artillery train is not going to fit here because you need to turn that station 90 degrees. Can you get close enough to connect these logistics grids? You can. Oh, but it's so ugly. You've made so many bad choices at this station. You're not going to make artillery for a while. Just leave it. Leave it and it'll be fine. Are you missing an inserter down? You are missing an inserter. There you go. This wall next. This radar can go. And we're definitely not going to go that far out into the water. Now this track, if we bring it level, is just barely going to sneak by some of those cliffs. Which is kind of fun. We should be able to extend that thing out directly. So let's go grab our rail. We're going to run it right up to there. Because I think we may actually continue this spur eventually. Ooh, we're out of it. Huh, okay. I need to be bringing way more rail with me, apparently. I should even probably, like, set up a second construction train specifically to help with this. Just you wait. We'll be with you shortly. There's another version of me that dies to that train, but not today. Fail me. And what else did you need while you were up here? You were thinking about it. You were just thinking about it. Probably logistics bots, but your train won't have dropped any off yet. It's still going to be sitting down here because it doesn't have anything to pick up here because electric engines aren't running yet, because the green circuit train probably hasn't dropped anything off yet because it's busy dropping everything off at the red circuit factory. Because you take a really long time to make 38,000 green circuits. Fair and true. You could also... You don't actually probably need a stop there. You could just drag the Roboport coverage up. Maybe you do want to try and minimize the number of stops this takes. Considering you're going to rebuild all of these stops at some point anyway, because they're not automated the way that you want them to be. Not up to your standards, etc. Yeah, that's a fair point. It's a decent point. I can see your point on that. I'm a little perturbed that we haven't gotten a molten copper drop-off in a while. What's going on with that? Talk to me. Empty. Because calcite is empty. Alright, what's Volcaniship doing? Waiting in orbit for calcite. Because you're not building ships fast enough. Okay. We may need to take another trip to Volcana soon, given just how much calcite we're consuming. I actually don't think it's a ship problem. I think it is a rocket building problem. But it should be a fairly easy problem to fix, because we can just add... 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna live all the way back here. We can just add more rocket silos. We could also take some uranium cannon shells over there and see how well they do against medium demolishers. God, maybe that is something we do today. Alright, and then you don't need perfect coverage, you can just come out to there. Okay, so that wall's covered. That finishes this corner. Have I always not had radar coverage down here? I guess so, because you're relying on the roboports to do radar coverage now. Yeah, good point. Very good point. Anyway. It's a big old attack getting ready to fire. Have you guys gotten ammo? Not yet. Also, you're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be here. That's a lot of guns that haven't gotten ammo yet. Yikes, man. Jesus, take the wheels. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. You join us getting mad at circuit conditions, not doing exactly what I want them to do. I'm not pleased with that train. I want to redo that train. This is actually just, like, all wrong. Make some extra repair packs. Kill this radar. Fix these up quick. And then extend your rail out so that you can summon a train. Let's say you're going to go about that far. There's your wall supply. Pull the power back to about here. That activates the station. The station will now summon the defense train whenever the defense train is done doing whatever else it's doing. In the meantime, I think you're going to try and hit this wall. So I kind of don't want to leave. We'll just work on the rest of the rail instead. Also, I should probably make sure you can access the station in the first place. A little something like that. Yeah, it doubles up the station, but... or the station signaling, but... it's fine, probably. Defense train is going to pick up ammo. Defense train is now going to the mall. That's such a long trip to make. The defense train is pretty poorly thought through and needs a lot of work. I think the best way to handle it not making unnecessary trips is probably to use interrupt conditions. But I don't immediately know how I would design those interrupt conditions. Also, how about you are enabled when Roboport less than 1, and then filter on Roboport. How about that? And then nothing's going to happen here because you need logistics bots. But you don't have any logistics bots because other parts of the factory just aren't running right. I think you need to head home and take care of a couple things in the mall before you try and do anything else super fancy. Circuit train ran recently. They just went right back to red circuits to drop off, though. But that should keep it topped up for a while. I need a way for you to produce faster. It's a copper plate shortage. Yeah? Yeah. Because it's a calcite shortage. I'm going back to Volcanus. I'm going to send up 2 shipments of uranium cannon shells, and I'm going back to Volcanus, and I'm going to build like 4 more rocket silos. I'm not freaking around anymore. Calcite is our limiter right now. You can build a tank on Volcanus' surface, right? What do you need for it? Engines? You make engines there. Green circuits? You make green circuits there. You have fuel there? You have rocket fuel there, yeah. Yeah, you make all of those things on Volcanus' surface. So head over to one of your launch pads. First, put all your stuff away. I would have thought you kept some boxes next to the launch pad, but I guess not. I'll do it now. I'll be back for you. Head up to the Fulgora Nomad. And we're going to drive the Fulgora Nomad over to Volcanus instead. It's the exact same ship as the Volcanus Navigator, or whatever we ended up calling it, the Volcanus Pilgrim. And it's been sitting in orbit for a very long time. So it should be all fired up and ready to go. Yeah, full fuel, full ammo, full everything. Take me to Volcanus, please. And then when we get there, I will drop to Volcanus. You didn't bring uranium cannon shells with you. Turn around, go to Novius. It's a completely wasted rocket launch. Oh well. Oh well. Got too excited. Drop. How many of these bad boys can I put on a rocket? 25? We're gonna bring like 4 stacks. Thank you. What mod is Pretty Planet again? Visible planets in space. I actually think that I want to turn off parallax. Because is parallax the one where, like, if I'm looking at it... It is, yeah, okay. I hated that it would, like, jiggle around in the background. That's exactly what I wanted to turn off. Yeah, Pretty Planets in Space rocks. Great mod. Where is that box of cannon shells? Is it you? No. Is it you? Yeah. You'll be coming with me. And you'll be coming with me. We're gonna make... Ooh, this is backed up. I love that. Wait, why aren't you inserting? Oh, because you don't need to. Because you have way more than you need. Cool. Very cool, very neat. Alright, we'll let these run for a little bit. You can probably put the spare cannon shells away. Sure. And then you can put the spare factories away. We have now officially run out of flying robot frames. Status check on green circuits. Not close to a pickup yet. I probably need like 2 of these, man. Oh, we have so much to do. Need to upgrade all the walls. Need to go to Fulgora because EM plants are going to do a ton of work on improving my circuit throughput. And I don't really want to upgrade them to use molten copper for the wires until I've also upgraded them to just be EM plants because the EM ratio is really nice. Off you go. Just so much to do. I'm gonna bring 100 on this trip. I don't know how many I'm going to need to kill a behemoth or a medium, the worm. But I'll bring 100 and we'll see how that does. And then if this doesn't work, I don't know how I kill a medium worm. I know that the late game worm solution is railguns, but we're so laughably far away from railguns that it's not funny, and I need a way to claim coal. I guess I could ship up like 100 turrets and then a ton of uranium ammo, but isn't uranium ammo like 5 per shipment? 25 per shipment. Yeesh. Well, cross that bridge when we come to it. What do you mean rocket's not ready? Alright, fine. I'll use this. Rocket's still not ready? Fine, I'll use this one. Fulgora Nomad, you. Fulgora Nomad. This is a healthy amount of rockets. I'm pleased with this. This is good. I feel positive about this portion of the base. I might want to think about upgrading those prod 1s into prod 2s, though. Physical projectile damage 9. I think that improves our cannon shell damage, does it not? Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Alright, hello again. So these do 2,000 damage plus 10,000 physical. And 1,000 explosive. And have good piercing power. I don't think there's any way that a medium worm survives that. That is like 3 times as much damage as an artillery shell. Which is 1k plus 100. It's 2,200 physical plus explosion. Oh, it's like 6 times as much. It's like 7 times as much. Yeah, uranium shell should do just fine. This little ship design does a nice steady 260 knots, or 260 kilometers per second. 270 kilometers per second at a push. It is in no way fuel stable, so it can't do like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth forever. But it can set a decent pace. And then if you could drop... Nope, I wasn't done with that. I wasn't done with that. If you could drop those cannon shells. And I think you'll drop them in here. I think you'll just put them direct in the landing pad. You will. Why, thank you. Alright, now we need to build a tank. I need 50 steel plate. Easy. I need 15 iron gear wheel. . Easy. I need 10 advanced circuit. Easy. I need 32 engine unit. Probably easy. I think I have engines over here somewhere. Yeah, here they are. I have to see what my wife needs. Okay. Heard. And then I need fuel, which I think I can just pilfer from this requester chest. Then we need to find a worm. Grab more rocket fuel. I think 20 is a little ambitious. Why don't you have this request 200? Just so you don't have to run all the way to the other side of the base to get it. Because you should have tons in here. Yeah. Okay, fuel, good. Uranium cannon shells, good. Where's the worm at? Last time you saw him with the radar, he was all the way over there. Oh, there he is. Alright, so we save. Just in case. We line the shot up because you pierce. Holy fuck, it shoots fast. Holy fuck, it does a lot of damage. Well, I think we found ourselves a solution. That was very effective. Alright, let's go find a medium one then. Dude, that cannon shoots crazy fast. Oh man, where's my drones? I need auto repair drones. Yeah, that worm had a negative experience. And then I also need green circuits, and then I can make a couple repair packs. So the territory that we want... Oh, never mind. There's a second one nearby. We have to move now. Dude, I'm claiming all the territory, man. I can't be stopped now. Every single worm is on notice. Get shelled, bud. And the tank takes very little damage as well. That's the other fun part. But now we need to see how we do against a medium worm. So I want to head up to here, because that's where the coal is. And the coal is our primary objective in doing this. Because the coal is the thing that I'm worried about running out first. If I'm able to secure more coal, I feel much more positive about my life on volumes. He's like right there? No, that's a radar artifact. He can't be right there. That's not his terrain anymore. That guy is also not there anymore. That's another radar artifact. Show me the worm. This is the one that matters. Because this is the medium worm. Not this guy. This is a small worm. I'm still gonna kill him anyway, just because he's here. It's 6 shots. 6 shots kills a small one. Show me the medium. I'm ready for him. That also unlocks a ton of calcite ores, which is not a big concern right now. But that does get us a ton of calcite. That looks like a worm trail. He looks like he might path through there. This is outside of his zone, so he's not going to be there. Oh, medium demolisher. Where are you? There you are. Oh, he's still a small. He's just a little guy. It's unlucky for you. There's a medium. Oh, that does a lot more damage than I thought. We need to be a little careful. I think you lost a construction bot. You did. You're also out of repair packs. He's a medium. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna give it a go. I might try and kite this one a little bit, though. So pull up on him. Like this. And then just, like, coast away and start firing. Holy fuck. Alright, he does way more damage, and his health is unbothered. Like, completely unbothered. I'm just going to leave. I think I learned a sufficient lesson here, but more importantly, we got our coal. I think maybe I could kill him in a tank, but I need to actively avoid his death piles. His little magma eruptions. But that's 4.8 million coal, and it's almost 10 million calcite. So, at the very least, I don't have to worry about running out of coal anymore. And that's good. The other thing that I'm going to do as long as I'm here is I'm going to make a bunch of speed 3s. Because we unlocked them, and why wouldn't I? So let me check again to make sure that's not emergency. No, you can make it through that. There you go. Yeah, medium worms are going to take a little work. Small worms, I like that method a lot more than poison capsule. Medium worm, yee. Ugh. And other assorted commentary. So I should already have speed 2s on the bus, if I recall correctly. I do. So I just need to add speed 3s. Which I can do like this. And like that. You are speed 3. Copy requests there. Wire this guy up. Tell him to disable when speed 3s are... Tell him to enable when speed 3s are greater than... less than 40 times 50. And we're going to take some of these home with us. But I'm also going to move where the rockets are. So, disable you. Because I don't want you making new rockets. Take these out. Take these out. And then where do I want to put the rocket silos? Possibly just right next to the orange science, because as we consume this copper patch, we can expand the rockets out. I think that seems fine. So we can take all of these down. And then you're going to want some beacons as well. So add beacons to your robot grid. Here. Do I want to see your parameterized model blueprint? Yeah, DM it to me. I would love to take a look at it. I can't promise that I'm going to use it, because I did say no blueprints this run, except for blueprints that I make, except for balancers, because balancers are an enormous pain in the ass. But I would love to look at it and learn from it. You are Beacon. You are Speed 3. Do we need Speed 3s urgently anywhere? No. Tungsten ore isn't even running. We could also have the added benefit here of beaconing the foundries for free, but I actually don't want that power drain. So I think I actually want to keep the beacon range out of the foundry complex. And then as soon as you're done making a beacon, give me that. I'm gonna want more rocket silos as well. I think I might go to 6 on Volcanus as well. Can I have 1,000 steel plate? Can I have 200 processing unit? This is why I really should just make a new logistics group instead of typing it in manually every time. I get it. Believe me, I do. But also I'm not gonna, because I'm lazy. 100 pipe, 1,000. Yeah. And... yeah. Oh, and also I want none stone in my inventory. You can take that away. I want none iron ore. I want none copper ore. And I want none titanium. There we go. He's learning. You're chilling. You're chilling. You guys are almost empty. Great news. Rocket silo. Build it. Done? Cool. I will check after speed. And then no longer bring me the robot car, the rocket silo parts. I don't need them. You are now empty. You are also now empty. I can move you. Give me a rocket silo. And I want you to go here. What is pinging me on Gchat so much? Oh. Oh, I know why. I need to fix that later. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Yes. And then beacons. Yes. I actually want to slide you up one. Like this, and then you tile well? Yeah, but then you want to slide these back too, and they still reach. And then you're going to need to power these with substation. something like this. Roughly. You want one more beacon as well. So you are affected by a 6. You will be affected by a 6 as soon as that one gets placed. I still don't love that they're not symmetric. It's not perfect tiling. Can I do better than that? I don't love this config. I don't love how this looks right now. Let's do better. Starting with power. I don't really want to use substations. So if I put a beacon here, it hits both. Do. So both of these are affected by 6. We run power poles down the back. That covers everything. Then we need to run a power pole down. We need to run a power pole down the middle to power the inserters. So you would do one here to here. And then I guess like here and here and here. It's not technically tileable, but it'll do. I still kind of hate it. But it's fine. And you're gonna have belt like this, belt like this. You're going to have 3 requester chests. One is going to be here, here, and here. You are going to insert here, you're going to insert here, and you are going to insert here. And then you are going to request rocket fuel. You are going to request... Ooh, that's not going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work at all. What exactly were you thinking here? I don't know. Yeah, how did you think that was going to work? Because that's not going to work. You have to pull the requester chest back by it. Which, again, doesn't look great, but it'll be fine. LDS, 200. Blue chips, 200. And then for rocket insertion, you'd have one of these guys. Wait, is that coal on the ground? No, it's just decoration. You'll have like 2 here. You'll have 2 here. 2 here. Put your productivity modules back in. And then go see how many speed 3s you've made. 7? Good number. Start with the ones that are going to affect both. So these are now going to consume a lot of power. 23 megawatts each when running. But we have a lot of power here because it's free and we mine it from the ground. We just need enough speed 3s to finish out these beacons. Which we can tell drones to do as they work on it. and then we set both of you to automatically request from space platforms. This should begin to help our calcite issues. Because we're going to be firing rockets a lot more often. Do you need to do anything? You have a third rocket site. You did make a third rocket site. I forgot about that. Oh, wow. And all of these drills just finished? It's like fate. It's like Destiny wanted you to be here for this. Good enough. Still don't love this rocket setup, but it's better than nothing for the time being. You need 4 more prod 2s. That should be in your network somewhere. Just have your drones come find it, and then you're going to need 1, 2, 3. See, that one's only going to get touched by 5 beacons. Oh, it really doesn't. You're really splitting hairs over the fact that some of your robo ports are going to get hit by 6 beacons and some are going to get hit by 5. Like, come on. Identify what matters and identify what doesn't. And this is not something that matters. The other benefit of this is that we can now summon speed 3s from Volcanus after they catch up. We're only making like 1 every 30 seconds, so we can't be importing them in mass. But it is nice to have access to them. That seems about right. All the foundries kicked back on. The rocket silos aren't even running right now. How are you guys doing over here? Let's do a quick wellness check on our steam generator setup. I think we could fit in 1 more. Could I fit in 1 more? Oh, just by the thinnest of margins you can. Probably want to do that. It would give me peace of mind. The problem with the steam generators is that if everything is dependent on steam power and you begin to run out of power, your sulfuric acid mines produce less sulfuric acid, and you get yourself caught in a very nasty downward spiral where you're making less sulfuric acid, and because you're making less sulfuric acid, you're making less steam, and because you're making less steam, you're making less sulfuric acid, and so on and so forth until you hit complete grid blackout. And the only way to get it back up and running is to restart it from the planet's surface with solar, which is insanely tedious. So I would like to make sure that doesn't happen. I am just going to add another rack of steam turbines. And the only thing that these turbines should be limited by is how fast I can mine sulfuric acid. So we're going to take a peek at our sulfuric acid pump jacks and just make sure that they're hanging in there. What I would really like to see is some of them not running. Sulfuric acid is full. I see some of them running intermittently. So I think I may try and upgrade some of those with speed 3s as well. No, just do all of them with speed 2s. Just do speed 2s for now. That'll be enough, because your speed 3s are all going to be going to the rocket silo beacons. Just fill all of these guys up. Off you go. Your sulfuric acid should be fine. Why are you dropping? I guess you're not. Maybe that's just some weird pipe throughput issue. Like it's stuck at 500 out of 1,000. You're practically empty. It seems like it's holding. And then that should be a pretty substantial amount of extra power. Yeah, not worried about that. You also are going to be automatically requested from space platforms, and then I think we can go. I still need to set up turbo belts here as well, but I think turbo belts can wait a little bit longer. Those aren't the most important thing right now. Did you run out of rocket fuel? What's going on up here, guys? You're all running full speed. Yeah, you're just out of rocket fuel. Alright, we may need to speed beacon those as well. Or add a second rack. But for now, take me back to the Fulgora Nomad. I've done what I needed to do on Morgan's. I now know that if coal runs dry, I can just go and tap this patch out here. If calcite runs dry, which it really doesn't look like it's in any danger of doing, I can tap either of these patches, and that might be a small worm territory, and, you know, we'll be fine. We are only at 176,000 tungsten ore. We may need to figure out how to kill a medium worm in order to claim that next patch, but I think I could kill a medium worm with, like, a little kiting. A little bit of careful kiting, and I think we're in there. So let's head back to Nauvis and see how things are going. I'd say that's mission mostly successful, though. And then ideally, by the time we're on Nauvis again, we have a surplus of green chips. We will see. And I guess we could, like, literally see. Nope, you're still running, but... Nope, you're still parked here. Did you get anything over to electric engines? It does not look like it. Oh, we're so short on green circuits. But we were short on green circuits because I think we were short on copper. And maybe this fixes the copper. And if the copper is fixed, then where are you guys all going? What's the party? Oh, you were dropping off calcite in the calcite train. A calcite cruiser just arrived. Yeah. You are heading back to Volcanus, but you are out of oxidizer. Because you're out of iron ore, but we're throwing out an enormous quantity of iron ore. I feel like this ship needs work. We might want to come back to the drawing board at some point on this one. Are you guys at least, like, running all the time now? No. You need to add more iron to the belt. 80. Okay, we're building up a surplus of iron ore now. I like seeing that. It's not going to be enough to keep these engines running full-time, because they're consuming around 600, and we're only making 80 per second. But I think it's enough to keep it moving, albeit slowly. So for now, I'm fine with it. But I can't do what I would like to do down here until we start making logistics drones. So what else can you work on? Will you wait for logistics drones to catch up? You could finally make that bricks factory that you keep talking about. Because then you could do military science. Yeah, that's true. Let's go do that. You could also finally tear up the mall. Like the last vestiges of the mall. Yeah, you could do that too. Let's do that. Because I want to pull the water train in here. And I want to pull the iron ore train in here. And I want to pull the stone train in here and the bricks train in here when they exist. So that space is going to need to go. So you work on that. That'll be a nice little fun task for you. I'm going to come down here and get ready to build these rail junctions. You're going to need steel plate for that. That's what you're short on. You're going to need that style of junction. And then we'll come back after this trip and we'll get all the other stuff like belts, etc. But for now, I'm just going to grab what I need to construct the junction. And this thing is not going to be that big. So I would like to have the rail outrun here, but that's going to take it too close to that junction. So I'm going to need to back that up by a bit. And let's just look at the junction, right? It's not you. It is you. You are who I want to use for this. So you will play pretty nice going here. So you need to kill next to the signal, and then you need to kill above those two bushes. Sever here. This is going to make a lot of trains very mad, but we're just going to work quickly. Scheduled maintenance. Sorry for any service disruptions. And then we're going to plug this in like this. And you're fine being a rail signal, and everything else is what it is. So I'll get all this back in. This is going to allow trains to run to and from the factory again. And then we can spur off of it to set up where the brick smelting factory is going to live. And this one really does not need to be complicated. I think the stone train is probably going to be a 1-2-1. If I had to guess, I can't think of anything that's going to need enormous amounts of stone brick. And the stone mine train is going to be a 1-4-1, just because I like the idea of having standardized train lengths for mines of 4. It's kind of a neat little junction. So this is outbound track. We're going to want to pull you up for sure. This is going to be inbound track. We'll have you run along here. And then you're going to swing up this way. You're going to come to some kind of station or drop off. We will probably build a stone train, but not actually set it up to deliver, because we can just mine out of that patch first and dry it up. And then as far as how many furnaces we need, let's plug in your belts and turn your port off. We're going to have this be a 1-2-1 output, but does that make sense with how fast brick produces? You go here, you go here. If I give you stone, you consume 1.25 to make 0.62. I would like to produce 2 blue belts of output. So that's going to be 90 divided by 0.62. We're going to have 145 furnaces. Does that even remotely begin to make sense? That seems massively overbuilt for what you realistically need it for. How much stone brick would that produce per second? Well, it produced 90, like you just did the calculation. Are you going to need 90 stone brick per... Oh, that's 90 per second. Let's do this, right? We're going to need stone brick for... I'm going to Factorio Lab. You can't see the other tab. I'm going to Factorio Lab. We want to make gray science. We want to do 300 per minute. In order to do that, I need 1,500 stone brick per minute, which is 25 per second. But then I also need stone brick for purple science because it takes furnaces. So we're going to hold 1,500 per minute in our mind. We're going to go to purple, and then we're going to add 1,000 to it. So it's 2,500. 2,500 divided by 60 is 41. I actually only need... No, I am going to... Well... So a blue belt is 45 per second. If we have a single brick train, 40 of the 45 brick that we make per second is going to go to science. That's going to leave 5 left over per second to go to other things. Other things being construction, primarily, but also making concrete. Also making oil refineries if we need them. Probably don't need to worry about lightning rods too much. $90 per second would give me a lot more flexibility. But it's going to be a big brick factory, like way bigger than I expected the brick factory to be. That'd be 5,400 brick per minute. Let me just make sure that this is correct. If I was making 5,400 brick per minute, I would need 144 smelters total. And that would be 4 blue input belts. You know, if something is worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So you're going to have 2 blue belts out. Say they're going to go there. You're going to have 4 blue belts in, but you don't need to worry about that right now. You're going to have one belt that comes through like this. Furnace here. Stone input. Furnace here. Brick output. This is going to be the end of that. You're going to move it up by 1. No, ghost it. Keep it a ghost for now. Oh, and then you can slide this up by 1. So that it goes like... No, you want to actually keep that there. And then each of these racks need 36 in them. So 2... Well, you might as well put the inserters in. Like, if you're gonna do this, take the time to do it. And then put the belt in as well. Set up an actual tileable blueprint. It's gonna look like this. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. And then you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 blue belts of stone coming in. I'm not sure why these didn't carry up, but I must have forgotten to select them when I was tiling. You know, that's not as bad a footprint as I thought it was going to be. So, move this down. Because really, you can just kind of smush it down here. And then make 3 more. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. This little stub on this end can come down by 1. No, this stub can come down by 1. Because this is going to flow into a splitter. And then carry through like that. And then this stub needs to get moved down by 1 more. Good. Good. Okay. That's clean, man. Considering that we're working with foundries, or smelters at this point, and not foundries, that's a clean smelter layout. And I'm kind of into it. I don't think that I've done the style of join that I did at the top before, and I really like it. So these are your 4 input belts. They are going to come off of a train. They are going to pass through a 4-to-1 balancer. 4-to-4 balancer. Slide it back by 1. Line up the last splitter with the start of the furnace rows. Okay. That is going to feed off of a 4x1 train eventually. So that would be an unloader that looks like this, but we'll clip the splitter off of the end. You would go... yeah, like right about there, you would fit great, honestly. We just wouldn't want it to be yellow, and we'd also want to change the draft that's it now. Kill you. All of this. Rebuild. Here, here, here. Copy this down to here, here, here. Bring this up here. Bring that over there. Now, we're not going to use this station for stone drop-off, because obviously we have stone right here. The bigger issue is that I would really like to do stone pickup on top of where this stone mine is. And I am obviously unable to do that. So instead, let's just figure out where I can run these drills. Oh, beauty. Yeah, alright. Make it fully tieable if you're going to put in the effort. There you go. It's not fully tiled, though. You also probably want the belt to go the other way. Otherwise, you're going to have a nightmare trying to hook it into the place where you want the station to sit. And I think you're very fortunate to generate 4 blue belts out of this thing. So you're going to go to there, then you're going to cut this whole thing. You're going to bring it real flush to these train tracks. And then you can come up here, you can put the remaining drills in, because there is actually stone up there that they can get access to. And then you're going to take the most complete drill stack that you have, and you're going to drag it all the way down here until nothing fits. Which is there. Then, you're going to grab another 4-4 balancer. You're going to put it here. You're going to sever those connections. And you're going to have this be the one that actually feeds into the furnace rack. Also, just because this is temporary doesn't mean that you don't have to make it look nice. Drag here. Drag here. Drag here. Yeah. Swing here. Just want to say my World versus World videos are cool, and thanks for what I've done for the community. I appreciate it, man, but I wouldn't say that I've done that much for the community. I'm just a guy who says things on the internet. The community is the group of people that, like, actually go out and do things. I'm just a guy who talks. I'm not... well, sometimes I'm a guy who does. Because, like, I also play the game mode, but... for all the talk that I do of, like, you know, here's issues that off hours faces, here's why people should command more before it's good for the, because it's good for the game mode, etc. People actually go out and turn that into something that's actionable, and so I appreciate them. I appreciate people like you who are watching a video and going, hey, that's a good point. I should do that. Because that's the only reason anything happens at all. Dude, this station rocks. Oh my god. I love this stone mine. This place is awesome. Let me pull you out by one. You thought us tonight was good fights. Were you with Magix or were you with Indo? With OP? I'm annoyed by those fights. Like, you guys were only 30, we were like 50, but we didn't have anything else that we could really do anywhere on any map. Like, we couldn't go to blue, we couldn't go to EBG, and we owned all of green. So, like, they were competitive fights, and that was fun. I liked that they were close, but it would have been nice if they were a little closer numbers-wise and not just, like, close competitive-wise, because, like, sometimes when one group pushes in and the other group doesn't follow, you're not actually learning stuff about your comp, you're just, like, watching other people play. But it was fun. Either myself or Zik is going to be commanding tomorrow, so if you guys are out again, I would love to set something up, and if you're a little on the smaller side, you can always feel free to either whisper me, or have, like, Zik whisper, or have Indo whisper or something if you want to try and set up more even fights. I'm always down to try and get numbers closer, just because it's the only way, realistically, you're going to get decent practice in. So this is going to be very temporary station, but you're going to come all the way down here. We're going to swing you around by 2. That's not just to, like, to make it out like I'm doing nothing but complaining. I'm sure those, like, we had fun on our end, and I'm sure they were really fun fights on your end, because it's not that often that you get to fight outnumbered these days. I just would have preferred closer numbers so that we could do a better job of figuring out, like, what are we doing well and what are we doing not well, you know? Yeah, everyone's been fat in this matchup, man. All the groups are so big. We've been doing a lot of alliance all calls of like, hey, I need like 10 more people to fight this 50-man shield blob. If you're around, can you log on? Which is like, it's nice when you have that flexibility for sure. But it's also fun when it's just like, you know, you and 24, your closest friends in K&T, and you're doing your own work and you're figuring your own stuff out. So you're going to be Stonebrick Pickup. Where am I going to find a modern 121 loader? You? Yeah, that's a modern-ish 121 loader. It's not oriented the right way, but I'll take the track with me. Flip you horizontally. Swing you to... No. Swing you to here. Good. Redo this with Blue Belt. Yeah, Pyro's huge because Donk has been doing a lot of open tagging lately and has been doing a lot of recruiting lately. So he is getting massive. Which is like, you know, good for him. He's been putting in a ton of hours. And I think he's really starting to see payoff with the way that he wants to build out Pyro. Which is cool. I think he's really got a strong emphasis on, like, training and getting people organized and getting people involved in the more competitive side of World versus World, which is great. Like, that's the stuff that elevates the community. But his ass do be fat. Like, there's some nights where he's tagged up just having fun public tagging, and, like, he's queuing out maps that the rest of us want to go to, and we're like, we gotta find, like, some kind of compromise here. You're too big. You are too successful right now, and we need you to calm down so that the rest of us in the Alliance can also, like, get to where we want to go, man. Alright, so let's build this out. this whole assembly here is we're gonna pull this whole station back this way after the stone is gone, but the stone isn't gone yet. Yeah, Donk. I mean, I'd have to look. I haven't been to a Pyro raid in a week or two, but I think Donk is honestly like Pyro's main driver these days. They definitely have two drivers. Brawl is still playing. He's not retired or anything like that. But Donk commands a lot. Like a lot, a lot. I think he's got a flexible work schedule that allows him to. But I still look at the numbers he puts up and I'm like, man, you gotta think about burnout mitigation. You're going too hard. If you love the game, that's fine, but like, I don't know, from a wellness standpoint for the game and also from like a personal wellness standpoint, I think it's probably better to play like, you know, 20 hours a week over a year than 80 hours a week over 6 months and then be like, I can't do this anymore. But it's up to him. We're all adults. We can come to our own personal decisions on that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna tell him how much he's allowed to play a game if he's having fun. That's not my place. What do you mean inventory's full? Yeah, fair. I guess it is, when you look at it that way. So I don't want these. Get gone. And I don't want these. Get going. And I would like a stack of splitters, because I need to build all those balancers. And then, you know how many smelters you're going to need. So, why don't you find a box to put your explosives in? Come back for those later. That is more than enough for what you need, and then you're going to need like 4 stacks of blue inserters as well. Which are down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make sure that's not the copper ore train so I don't get run over. Find across here. Find across here. Now go forth and build it. My drone army. Wrong signal spot. There you go. Next time we come back, we're going to grab more drills. Next time we come back, we're going to grab more medium electric poles. But I think I should have enough belts to take care of belt. And I think that I should have enough... Well, I know that I'll have enough furnace to take care of furnace. And I'll probably have... No, you're going to need stack inserters too. Next time you come up here, you need stack inserters, steel chest, drills, not stations. Stations I'll just handcraft while I'm here. Yep, you guys put all this together. Good. Put all this together. Take some time to charge. How's green circuits doing while you guys work on all this? Still dropping off to the same place. What is eating all of our red circuits? Is it all blue science? I wonder if it's all blue science. Well, blue and purple, I guess. That's interesting. I think we might need to bump up that Fulgora trip. to get to the EM plants, because we're ripping through circuits, and I really don't want to build a second green circuit factory that is not using EM factories. I think that's just wasteful. Well, not wasteful, because like you rip it down and you get the stuff back, but wasteful in terms of my time. Considering I could go to Fulgora right now. Except for this shit that we need to work out. But then, like, you're not going to build that wall because you need green ships to build your flying robot frames to get the amount of logistics bots that you need. So it's like, you've kind of fricked yourself, in a manner of speaking. You also did not bring enough blue belts. That's true. That's very true. Alright, so let's go get like 4 more stacks of blue belts, probably 3 stacks of medium power poles, 4 more stacks of blue inserters, and like 2 stacks of stack inserters maybe, and iron chests, or steel chest. Let's see how much of that you can remember. Probably not a ton. Ammo factory's about to back up. That's a good sign. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm also going to need 2 of you, 2 of you. Gonna need like 4 of you. Going to need like 4 of you. And then maybe 1 stack of drill. And that should be that. Calcite trains are not quite full. That's because you're behind on... What are you behind? You're not behind on anything. All of this is fulfilled. Why are you mad? Oh, you're waiting on 2,000 calcite still. Why? What's the rockets loaded? There isn't one? Oh, it's on the way. Yeah, the slowdown down here is rocket fuel. But I think the calcite trains are catching up. Because I see calcite in the foundries. I think we might be making progress towards stable calcite. We're not there yet. We might need to push that throughput even higher. But I think we're getting there. We'll let that percolate through the system a little longer and see if it produces the effect that we're looking for. Alright, let's get the rest of this built then. So what else do I need to take care of purple science after I have stone and brick that exists on a train? Not a lot. I actually think we're really close to scaling production up to 300 science per minute. You guys good here? Yeah. That station is fine. It does not need to be modernized. This station does, because you need to be stacking servers. And then, all you need to do is turn on the power. So these grids... can talk to each other here. And then I need to connect you up to a grid. Where's my nearest available grid? Not really anywhere. What the hell were you doing down here for radar coverage? Also, this place needs a radar. So that I can actually see what's going on down here. I guess I'll just go connect you to the foundry. The foundry will have power available. Here. You're good to cross. Here. I hate this power network so much. I really should replace it with a system that runs along the rails. But that's work. So I'm not going to. So there's our stone brick on. Let's just make sure that all of these run. And also let's make sure that our little joiner down here at the bottom actually does what it's supposed to do. So far, so good. You're short on electricity again. Yeah, that's another thing that you need to do, is you need to build another nuclear reactor. You do. But this runs. So, 1:30, that's where we're going to be done. I want to go to Fulgora. I want to go to Fulgora, and I might be willing... I'm gonna fiddle around with some circuits on the back end. I have a little bit of time tomorrow to fiddle with circuits to actually get the wall supply train to work the way that I want it to work. And I think if I can get it working right in like a sandbox map, I may break my blueprint rule exception just to port it in here so that it does what I want it to do. I really want the wall done before I go to Fulgora because I do not want to have to worry about babysitting the wall while I am building out Fulgora infrastructure. But I think we're running into production issues on Now Vs that I really would like EM plans to solve. So finish wall, speed through Fulgora, get the EM plant, and then do the full 300 science per minute build on Now Vs, and then we can tackle Gleba. I think is probably my plan for like the next 10 hours. So if you want to know when that's going to happen, I've got a Discord. You should join it. I ping when I am going live, and you can watch those pings to know when you should come and see what's going on. There's also a VODs channel if you want to catch up on what we've done in Factorio in the past. This entire series is up on YouTube even after Twitch devours the VODs. And if you are a holdover from Guild Wars 2 who's been enjoying some other games, check out the YouTube channel. I've got guide videos, discussions, patch previews, reviews, etc. of things that are going on in the World versus World game mode. If I'm able to stream, I will see you guys around tomorrow. My wife gets back tomorrow afternoon. She has been gone for the last 2.5 weeks. So I'm probably going to be spending some time with her, but depending on how jet lagged she is, I might be able to carve out some time to stream at the usual time. Otherwise, we'll do some stuff Thursday. We'll do some stuff Friday for reset, and we'll do some stuff over the weekend. My 2 consulting meetings for this week were canceled, and I have no further job interviews until next week, so I have a preposterous amount of free time for the rest of this week, and I would love to dump it into farming Twitch drops and wrapping up the enormous amount of Factorio projects that we have on the go. So I will see you guys around for that, but if not, take care and enjoy the rest of your week. Hope you have a good one.